Okay, so I'm here with Joe Fazzi. Fazzi? Fazzi.
Yes. Joe Fazzi.
Joe Fazzi from the G7 IDEAlliance. G7?
Correct.
Okay, so now I had it all mixed up about what G7 even was as far as a certification or a what was I calling it?
Qualification.
A qualification or a certification. So instead of me, you just tell us what it is exactly.
Okay, well G7 is, there's two parts to it. First of all, let me explain what G7 is. G7 is a method of calibrating any output device for print to a shared neutral grayscale appearance. It is not color management, it's used in conjunction with color management like Grackle or Swap. So we do two types of training. We train people, so it's our professional level, and that is a certification program. And then the second part of that is those people who are trained can go out and qualify printing facilities in that they have been taught how to calibrate and maintain their devices to neutral gray. And we also help them print to a known data set or target like Grackle or Swap. So those are the two distinct differences between what we would call professional certification for people and then a facility qualification. Now we have partnered with the Rochester Institute of Technology, and they are gearing up to do what they call their PSA program, which is Printing Standards Audit, and they can come into a facility and do an audit, and then actually if you pass the audit, will give you a certification. Today they're targeting mostly ISO level certifications for printing standards, but we're working very closely with them in developing, being able to certify to Grackle.
Okay.
And if you hit the right Grackle numbers, you'll automatically have good gray balance in G7.
Okay, well, I'm a print buyer, so Grackle, Schmackle, Plackle, I have no idea what you're talking
Snap,
about.
Grackle, and Swap.
But somebody will know what you're talking about. But this is what I want to know, okay?
Right, sure.
A lot of people out there looking for work, okay?
Yes, of course.
If I am G7 certified, I'm certified. If I'm a person,
yes.
I am, it's
You've
like
gone
having
through,
initials at the, it's like being a specialized.
Yeah, it means you've gone through a pretty extensive training program on the theory and implementation of G7, and you've passed an exam, and I have an audit trail for that, that proves you've done that.
Right. That
certification is good for 2 years, and they're also a member of IDEAlliance.
Right.
Now there's ways you can validate or verify that by going to our IDEAlliance.org website, looking up in our database. It's the G7 Master Directory, and you can actually find people who are certified as G7 experts, and they're as either internal, they work inside of an organization, or they're as a consultant, or you can go to the same database and look for facilities that are labeled G7 Master qualified facilities.
Okay, so in that case,
yes,
I have a file and I printed it in New York, let's say.
Yep.
But my client's in California, but I printed it in New York and I've shipped it there.
Shouldn't matter.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Oh.
Now the client wants to take the file and print it locally somewhere.
Sure.
Instead of me having to worry about who they're or finding them somebody,
yep,
if I started within the network and send it to someone else in the network,
another G7 qualified printer,
yep, they can talk with each other and do whatever they need to do.
They
so the
can,
client
but they actually shouldn't have to, because what we're teaching them is the standardization.
So it's going to be the same job.
That's correct.
Okay.
As long as everything is consistent. The paper's the same, the print process is the same. The benefit about G7 is that it has what we call shared neutral grayscale appearance. It's because we're comparing everything to a common grayscale. Human see shifts in neutral gray quicker than any other color. So when we have our good gray balance, all of our colors are it's easier for it to be consistent. And then when we apply the same Grackle data set or the same color gamut, we're controlling the visually what the color is of the imagery we're printing. So if you're a buyer and you're saying, I have the same image, and it's in a publication, it's in a point of purchase display, and it's in a bus wrap. Good example, right?
Yeah.
3 different types of print processes, but same imagery. When you apply G7, using all those different print processes, you have common visual appearance of
That's
process.
awesome, because
So
that
that's
is
where
not
most
my
of your
experience.
buyers,
Right. Yeah.
that's where most of your buyers are really seeing the benefit from a print buying stage
Right.
of having consistent brand imagery
Right.
and brand code.
Now, where can, if I wanted to, say I had a project that was going to do that, can I go somewhere to find out which printers have this qualification? So
Yes,
that
you can go on to IDEAlliance.org, and on our G7 master database is the only directory. It's a global directory where all the ones that are qualified and their qualifications or personal professional certifications are still listed, and it has a date on there when they expire.
Okay, I will definitely put the website up next to this video. And
Great.
thanks so much for
Thank
talking
you.
to me. I really
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Have a nice day.
Thank you.